Most people see Moltbot as the agentic tool that can do things for you, but if you want to take it a bit more precise, I would honestly say it can be your personal assistant. It can be an AI companion that can do tasks for you. Now there is one aspect that most people miss, and that is the possibility of having sub-agents, which is exactly what I'd like to talk to you about today. Now in case you don't know anything about Moltbot, I highly recommend checking out one of my other videos. I'll explain exactly how to set it up, how to leverage it, and how the architecture works, so you really understand what Moltbot actually is. But for anyone who's already further and has already played around with it, this video is for you, because understanding sub-agents gives you a lot of leverage. Because even though Moltbot has one entry point and acts as an assistant, it can spawn sub-agents which allow you to do dedicated tasks asynchronously next to your agent. All of them are being managed straight by Moltbot, so you have still one interface only. Now to give you a little bit more context, let's look at this picture right here. We have obviously us, in our case, communicating with Moltbot, and Moltbot itself has the possibility of spawning multiple sub-agents. Those are little workers that can do tasks for you rather than having the main agent do them itself. This becomes incredibly important for tasks that run longer, for example deep research, anything where it requires more time for you to solve or complete the task, so that you don't need to sit there and wait and just can't use the assistant otherwise. And what's really cool about it is the fact that all of those sub-agents, they spawn from an existing agent run in their very own session. Meaning that if Moltbot itself starts one of those agents, this agent has basically its own little conversation with a main agent and can execute things. And in the end, whenever the sub-agent completed something or failed with something, it reports back to the main agent, which then is being sent back to you so that you can verify the conversation and see what the sub-agent actually did. The cool thing is that Moltbot gives you a lot of control on how you actually access those agents, so you can monitor them while they run, after they run, you can see the logs, etc. And in this video I'm going to show you exactly how that looks like and how you can use it for yourself. All of this, again, possible without any crazy tech knowledge. And for anyone else that's already further down the line, at the end of this video I'm going to give you a couple of extra insights that really help you squeeze out more functionality out of those sub-agents and make you aware of a couple of things that you probably have missed. So stay tuned about that. Now that said, let's dive right in and give this actually a try. So as you can see here, I run on my local Moltbot instance and I have a new chat. My goal now is to take Moltbot and create a summary of that website within my agent, and I want Moltbot to use a sub-agent doing so. So all I'm going to do is I literally instruct it to do exactly that. Go and spawn a sub-agent that can summarize the following website for me. All I'm going to do now is paste this website link right here and press enter. And now Moltbot will basically go off and spawn a sub-agent that literally just researches that website. You can see here the web spawn, it basically sends it off and it is on right now. And there's a cool comment called /subagent list, which shows you the exact sub-agents that are currently running. There we go, you see that this one was done. This was the initial one I spawned for another test within this session. And here is the other one that does some more research. So you can pretty much monitor these agents by using certain commands. And those commands are, by the way, mentioned as well inside of the documentation, which I'm going to share with you here. You can see here, for example, /subagent/log. This is the one you can use to actually see what happens inside of the sub-agent. And in order to do so, you just drop in the command and you basically copy this agent colon with the ID, the UID at the end. I'm gonna paste that one in here, and now you can see everything that happened within this one request. And in my case, it was obviously quicker because you see it's already done. So it was already completed, and this here is the response. So it was in that case incredibly quick. You can also see, by the way, the details about it, how long it actually took. So you can just type in sub-agents info and then drop in the ID again, and you can then see as well how long it ran, the runtime, etc. What it basically tried to do, a quick summary of it, etc. So this way you have insights into every single sub-agent that runs parallel doing things for you. So this is a big game changer because now you have access to sub-agents that are controlled by your main agent, and you can probably imagine how powerful this is. And here is the summary. You can see as well that it's pretty neat. It basically figured it out by itself, and you have the stats available as well. So it pretty much did it incredibly quickly, all by leveraging sub-agents that Moltbot spawns for you. So you don't need to handle any of that. And in case you wonder sometimes an agent gets stuck, which can definitely happen in a longer research loop, you gotta obviously be careful because it leverages tokens, and tokens are expensive, especially on a larger scale with so much information as available here. So you can always stop agents as well in case they're running over time. But what I generally recommend is just using the list command to list all of your agents and see how they're currently doing. And then use the info to basically check every single agent on how well they do. I mean, you can even use Moltbot itself to help you with that. but this is basically on how you can get that information straight inside of this browser. By the way, this works as well with TUI, this also works with Telegram, this also works with WhatsApp. Basically any channel that you are going to use for your Moltbot, you have access to the same commands, so you can actually see what's happening inside of it. So sub-agents are incredibly powerful, and they're even more powerful than what I shared right here, because what they do is they share the same skills. So skills or tools are being passed along to the agent so that the sub-agent has access to them as well. This means that anything that you've set up in the skills is available as well within the sub-agent, and they can leverage that as well to execute things for you. So you can have basically completely autonomous agent do things in the background and then report back to you whenever something is ready, or maybe even partially ready depending on what you've set up. So the possibilities are pretty much endless, and it is incredibly easy to set up because it's already baked into your system. You do not need to install anything else except of the normal Moltbot setup, because this allows you already to execute those sub-agents. Now, as I mentioned, there's one more thing that I wanted to share for everyone that really wants to leverage Moltbot to its capabilities with sub-agents. I have a little small slide right here that contains a few very important informations that you should definitely remember. Sub-agents, they treat the same gateway process resources, which means that if you set your max concurrent runs, sub-agents have to respect that. So you're always limited by how many sub-agents can spawn, so that you don't run out into token issues, especially if you use API keys, because it can get really expensive. So that is a really, really cool setup, and you can customize it as well globally. And then the other thing that I want to mention, which is really important to understand, because you may not know, but sub-agents do actually not inherit the persona of your actual AI companion or your personal assistant, so the agent workspace that you set up. The only things it gets access to is the agents.md file and the tools.md file. So basically sole users, the identity, etc. are not being passed along into sub-agents, meaning that the sub-agent is more of a neutral way that literally just executes things. And if you're not sure what those files actually mean, check out my other video, because I defined exactly how they look like inside of the workspace setup of an agent, so that you get a better feeling of what these .md files actually are. Now that said, have you already leveraged these sub-agents yourself? And if so, what tasks have you had execute them? I'd really love to see your use cases, so please drop them below in the comments. I'd be very happy to check them out. Now that said, I hope this small tutorial really helped you a little bit more in understanding what sub-agents are, because they allow you to execute multiple tasks at the same time, basically allow you to build your own little agent army inside of Moltbot and get more things done than you ever could. That's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.